So we start with the blank database, right? So blank database you can choose here and then say double click, it will ask you, okay, it automatically opened. So you can save it wherever you want and you can give a name if you want. So let us say to start with, we open the database or let me close again actually. I will again open access. Let us see what happens. Okay, now it will give you a blank database custom. If you want, you can go here, search the databases. You have different databases here. You click here, you will show you different databases. This also will have a one-time review of this one. But now we'll take a blank database. Take a blank database. It is asking you name of the blank database. Say, we'll give the name QC employee performance. Employee performance. Okay, let us say this one. So we'll save it. We'll select the location. So this is a in training. Okay, so I'll keep it here. MS Access training, database files. Okay, created this one. So you open a blank table. It's coming. You see here, table 1. Okay. Now, if you want to record the performance, what we need the employee names. First thing is you need employee names. And when you have employee name, you can have the employee number also, employee name also you can have. This is possible, right? So this table, you can go to design mode. Okay. When you go to design mode, it will ask you, give the name of the table. Because it is employee names, I will give a name employees. Okay. So it will save you as employees, and then it gives you field data type where you want to enter. So the first one is the ID. So ID is required when you have a data which can actually repeat itself, then you need a unique number. That's why ID is given. But if you have already unique number, for example, employee number is unique, right? Employee number does not repeat. In that case, instead of ID, you can say employee ID. Employee ID or employee number. So here straight away you can enter the employee number and it will never be repeated. So any number which you think can never repeat, you can give a primary key. You see, automatically system has given a primary key when you start the design. Okay. This is clear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, once you have employee ID, then you have employee name. So you say employee name. Now, okay. Now, one more thing. Here, when you come here, we said employee ID as auto number. No, we don't want auto number. We want a number. You will enter the number, right? Because if it gives auto number, it gives 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. But you don't want, for example, you want to enter 23, 24, then this data type can be number only. Okay. And then employee name, it is a short text. Now, short text has 25 fields. So also, if you want to have, say, input mask, say you want the first letter of the employee to start with the capital letter. So what we said here, anything you enter, put a greater symbol and capital L, right? If you say L, it will be first letter will be capital letter. Now, how many characters you want, this you have to see. Those many characters you have to put or this or not, we'll check. See, we'll try to add the fields, and if there is a fault comes, error comes, we come back and correct it. This is how we do it. Say right now, I don't remember how many characters I would put. So what I do, I put only one character. First character, greater than L means a capital letter to convert. So let us see what will happen. It will take only one character or it will take more characters. That we'll check it. Okay. And then anything information we need, we can add later. But now at the moment, I want only employee ID and the employee name. So I say save. Now you click this one here. What is coming here? It is giving you option, say employee ID and employee name. Now here, let us say employee number 1. So the moment you enter the 1, the another extra field will come, and this one you can go here and write here. So it is giving you an option type, for example, Jafar. So it is not taking other character because I put only one character, right? So what do we do now? It is not taking a character, so I can only enter character. So I go again design view. Then what I do here, I go to this field and we have number of characters you enter, it is showing. So what do we do? You go on adding rest characters, you want small letters, let us say. So you put as many characters I want. This is one way to correct it. Let us see what will happen. You close it. So now come here, say this many characters is given option. See now, so okay. Now unless you enter all the characters, it doesn't allow you to go. This is what I notice here. So the characters here, you have to see, come here. Okay. Now it doesn't take all the characters. I'll keep, for example, only these many characters. If you don't want any more limitation, then you have to remove this one, and we have to see there is another action we have to take. We'll check that one. Say go here and check. Now say this many characters. If you don't enter all characters, it will give error. So suppose say, let's take this out. Suppose it will take like this. So it is fixing the number of characters. But if you don't want to fix the characters, then we have to go and say, go there. Okay, remove this one. Okay, remove this one. In input master. Then it will take any number of employees you enter. Say, suppose say Roy. Now what happens? So it will not change the first letter. If you give small letter, it will not take. It will take. Okay. So that is a input mask issue. Okay, so we have this say employees list. Then what do we do? This is one table. So this table we use in the drop down for the other table. What is the other table? We should create how many tests in a day a person has tested. How many in a shift? 1 second. Huh? Okay, now let us create another table. Create, go to table design. So this time what we do? We want the date of one is we can have a serial number. Okay, serial number as an auto number. We can keep it as a primary key. Okay, then you go, you say date of testing. Okay, so date of testing will be date. Now you have an option here. If you come here, there is a format. You go which one you want. You can select the medium date. Now, if you want a default value, you can use the default one here. If you are entering the same day, then you say the system will display you same day. Or if you want the previous day, suppose you came today and you want to check the yesterday's entry, then you put -1. It will give yesterday's date. No, you want to say you give this a database to the inspectors and say you please enter. So then you have same day. Okay. Now you have the day, automatically comes, employee doesn't need to enter. That is the intention of default. Now shift, which shift he is working. So let us say here is a text. So shift will be like you can see A, B, C, D like that, right? So here number of characters can be 1, field size can be 1 because we don't want more than that 1. And also Does the employee has to enter small letter, capital letter? To avoid all this, what we said, we can have a drop down. How can you have a drop down? Go to lookup. Yes. Here you select list box or combo box. So you go to combo box, select here value list. Then here you can say A, comma B, comma C, comma G, say D and N. So these many options you are giving to the employee. So which shift is working? And then what is the employee?
Employee number.
Yes, employee number, employee name, whatever you want to choose. Say employee number, let us say. Now we have the employee number, but also the employee number, we already created table, right? So I don't want them to enter, but I want to take from the table what we created. So what we do? Again, we come here, the field size you can keep same, go for lookup. Now here, instead of text box, again, go for combo box. So you see here next row, what is saying table or query. So he is asking what table or query. So you'll take a table, okay? If you take drop down, what is saying table or query, you have three options. Now, which table? If you select here, it shows all the tables you already created. So we created the employee table. Select this one. So when you create an employee table, so you can see if you open this one, there's the three dots here, right? If you click this one, it opens the table. It gives you here the two fields we have. So you can choose which field you want. Say you want one field or two fields. This is you can select and say close. Say yes. Okay, is it clear what I demonstrated here? If you want to add, two options are there. Suppose you delete this one. Okay, again I'm saying you have to select the row source. Row source means where is the data coming from. So we want to select from the another table. So you can drop down, you select the table. One option is you select the table, nothing will be, nothing more will be added. Then it is saying bound column, column count, column heads. Okay, this column is coming from here, the table. If you see the table here, there is a column 1, column 2, right? Column 1, column 2. So when you say bound column and count column means 1, this column 1, column 2 is the 1. So if you want to specify, you can specify. If you want 2, second column, want to name, they can say 2. Okay, how many columns are there? 2 columns are there. This is one way. If you leave as it is, you see what happens. Okay, so the employee name is selected. So what we want to write here, say number of test, the process. Okay. Also you say the employee is working where, which area. So let us say area of inspection, right? So which area is working? Is working in the finished goods or he's working in the in process, right? So you can use list box because you have only 2, and then you can give them the drop down. Say go to value list. Okay. Then you say in process. Other one, final testing. In process testing. Is it clear? Is it clear what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we are creating a drop down straight away when you are, because so that you eliminate employee entering the data as much as possible. Now area inspection select. So what do you do? How many tests? How many number of, you can say number of testings or number of drum tested. If you want to say number of drums tested, you can say. So number of drums tested will be number only, right? So it is a number. If you come down general, so it is showing long integer. What long integer is? Suppose if you have 2.5, it will take 3. If it is 2.1, it will take 2. It will not give any decimal places. So when you test, it will be an integer number only. It doesn't have decimal places. So you have to leave as it is, right? Now, number of NCRs reported, right? The QC inspector will have tested a number of NCRs reported. You can say Now here also you can say number, right? What else you want to see the performance? So if you want to add any more, you can add. But this one, I think it is giving you at least text, number, date fields. Okay. Then what else you would like to have? Anything else you want to add?
Sir, in which stage this one like that installation, wedding, final?
Say again. It's not clear to me.
Sir, in which stage installation, wedding, assembly, final like that? Which stage the testing coming now?
Yes, it's possible. Then in that case you have to have the number of drums in the insulation, number of drums in the that way. Okay, that is also possible. Yes, but now we put here number of drums tested. That will probably make more. So let us see first this one. Okay, then we'll come to we can have a sub menu maybe. I'll show the sub form also. That probably that will be helpful. We can consider that one. So process wise, we can add. See what you are saying. Suppose say he tested 10 drums, and we want to know these 10 drums belong to which process. This is what you are saying, right? Insulation or assembly, like this you want to divide. So for that, we can have a something called subform. Subform also we create. Yes, we'll create a subform in that one. We'll take that idea. Okay. Now, if you want to add a remarks for every, suppose inspector want to add a remark. So you can say remarks. And here, if it is going to be very long, you can set long text. Means it will take without limit the characters. In case of short text, it will take only 255. You see here, there is it used 255. If it is a long text, it is not giving anything. Right? Now we have another table ready. Got it? So let us close, and it is asking you what is this one. So you can say TPL test record. You can say test record. Okay. Now let's come, and you can, we already see the data here. There is two data we kept. Okay. And then we have now test record which you create. What happened you see here? You have the date straight away, you don't need to enter. And then you come here, you can select the shift. See, the moment you select data, you see the second line automatically blank created. This is what happens in the axis. Now employees, also you see, now you have employee, the first column is, we selected first bound column first, so it gave employee number straight away. So you select the employee number, and then area of inspection. So you can expand this one by dragging, and then see here in process final testing. Okay, now number of drums tested. For example, we say tested 50 drums. Say 50. Number of non-conforming is 2. You see, this is how you have the table check first. Okay. Now, what do we do? We have two tables, and then we want the people to enter the data. So table access generally need not be given to the data entry person. So we create a front end. Okay. So it is clear what we say, what we have done so far. Anything repetition required?
No,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
clear.
Okay, we can go to form creation, right? Okay. Now, before we go to form creation, let us say, I will just explain you one thing. Say we have a main form. Say we write here, suppose is a number of drums tested, say 50. Now we want to know how this number of drums he tested. So how many, which area these drums he tested. Say we'll have another subform. Okay, so this subform, what we can do, there are two ways of doing it. One is, say, we can define the, say this is a say insulation. Okay, he can enter insulation here, and then he can enter, say, pairing, and say assembly. Like that, he will you go on. If you have different one, you can say here installation. Suppose say he did 20 reels. Say pairing, say 10 reels. Say here 10 reels. Like this, you can have it. This is means this is what you are saying, Sujita, right? You can have bifurcation of the details what a person has tested. This is one way. So what I want to explain here, you have an option here to create a subform. Means this is the main form. Under that you have subform. So you can enter on the day this person has entered. This we can demonstrate how it can be done. Now we create this one main form, but now this one we have to create, right? This is to capture the data, you need a table basically. You need a table. That table should accept this data. So this we don't have, we didn't create this data. We will create now. Say we'll create another table. Now to create another table and link two tables, you need to have common field. If you remember last time we said when you have this table and if you want to link another one, you need to have common field. So that common field will help joining two tables. Okay, let us see how it works. Create another table. Okay, we'll create another table. Say date of testing is okay. Before that, we can have first thing we insert one more row. Say serial number. Let us have serial number. Okay, auto number. You say as a primary key, so that the data will be integrated. And then you have the date of testing. This one, select the date field, and then you say medium date. Okay, so this is the common field you have in the test record also. Also, we want to link this one with the person who is doing employee ID. We want to link with that. So employee ID is the number. Okay. Now we want to know the process. One of the options is say we can write here. I said okay, installation. Let us say this one way of they were doing, but installation process. How many he tested? We want to know. We give the number. Say integer number. Say is pairing. Say number. Again, say assembly. Number. Say pending. Number. Say armory. Number. Say outer sheathing. Number. Now we create one more table. Why? We want to save. Say let us say table process wise testing. Let us say this one. Now this is the one we created. Say on this data. Okay, we will have to restart maybe after 10 minutes. Okay, on this data, this employee, what did he test? So you have installation, pairing, assembly, like this, right? Now what we do? We have three tables now. So main table is this one, test record. This will create a form. How will create a form? You can open the table, create, and then you have two options. You can go form directly to create, or you want to go to form wizard, you can go it. Several options, but you can choose one of them. So form wizard. So form wizard will ask you which table you want to take. So we take this one straight away because it's open, it has taken test record. Now you have the fields here. Suppose if you don't want a serial number, just to keep it hidden, so you don't select that one. So date of testing, okay, shift, employee number, ERF inspection, drums tested, and NCRs, and then remarks. Say next. So it is asking you which kind of report the form you want. If you see left side, you have the headings, and the right the next column is the data. If you say tabular, it will give the data like this. Means the headings will be in the top and the data will be in the bottom. Data sheet, you have left and right, top and left. So we'll select the column 1. Okay. Go next. What title you want for the form? Say daily test record, let us say. Finish. So it gave you form. You see how it gave? Something is not organized well. You see here. You see this one, it is supposed to be drop down. It is not drop down. So how do you correct it? Go to design. Okay. You know this one, right? You select this field, right mouse click. Then you go to change to here, change to combo box. So it comes to drop down. This one, you move it upwards. Select this one and move here. Yes, you are saying something?
Alignment, no sir. We need to write it like
Yes, you can
proper
align.
way.
You can do alignment also. Yes, you can use the alignment. You select all of them, you align it. You can align. Okay, so far it is clear what you have done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what do we do?
Yes, sir.
We close this form, okay? So form is closed. Now let us come. Where is this form? So daily test record. We said we want to give a form, but it's okay, whatever is there. So if you open this one, it gives you this form. Now we said this 50, how the 50 came. I want to enter the 50 details is what we want to. Also, this remarks, I don't want, for example, this much width. You know how to adjust it. This you can take it and then you can fill it like this one page, one line. Now, keeping this aside, I want to, for example, I want to add the other one which created here, the process was testing the bottom. How do you do it? So this want to add it, okay? So what we have to do is we have to create a subform. So close this one. Now open this one. I want to create a form, subform. So create, you go to here, more forms. Then you have a data sheet. You have to choose this one, others will not work, okay? Data sheet will come like, so it created a data sheet form. This is the new one, okay? This is the previous one, this is the new one. So if you try to close it, it will ask you the name of the new form. So instead of table, you put SUBFRM. Now close this. See here in the form, so you find 2 forms here. So one is subform. You see, this is the data. You can enter the data. So what is common in this one? What is common in this one? The table data of testing, employee ID. This is common. Means if you open the other table, say test record, you have the date of test, employee ID, right? These 2 are common. So you can link them. So this is how we see how we can link it. Now, you see you have 2 forms, subform, daily test form, daily test record. So we open this one, go to design sheet. Okay, design view, go to design. Now we have to add in the bottom the subform we create. What is subform? Here, this subform. How do you bring it? Go to this button, 4 X's are there, right? Click this one. And okay, not this button. You have to see here. You drop down, make drop down here. There is one icon here. If you put icon, this after the button, this after radio button, there is a icon here, subform subreport. You see this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, select that and bring it, put in the bottom. So it will ask you, it is asking you. It is asking you. You can use this, you can use the existing form to create your subform. So it is also showing what is subform available. See, we have the subform process wise testing, right? Now I select that form. If you have more forms, it will show you more forms. Now it is gives 2 options. What gives you 2 options, sir? It is trying to link between the 2 forms. So it is saying choose from the list or define my own. So we have to link okay. Now it is showing you the main form, another one subform. Okay. Now I have to link both of them for the data. So what we link here, you can link the date, right? Date is common here, date is common here, both. And then you have the employee. Which employee is testing? So I will take the employee. Employee. We need the employee number. Let us see here what we have. Employee. Okay, now you see here employee ID is a longer integer here, and here employee is a short text. So both will not both will not match, because see, when you link both of them, they both should be the same data type. So I have to cancel this one. You understand what is that I'm saying? Suppose if I take, let us see what happens. Employee, the employee field, it is a text field. But if you see subform, what we created, if you take employee ID, it will show you, please, you are trying to link incompatible data types. So we did a mistake. We have to cancel this. Okay. So we have to delete this one. What we do now, we go and see what we have done creating a table. Because the table, you see, test record.
So design view, we need to change the data type.
Sorry, what you said?
We need to change the data type. Nice.
Yes. You have to see the data. You see here, when we created table test record, here employee we created as a text. So, because if you go here and we selected employee table, the column 1. So if you come to column 1 of employee, see here, you have employee ID, employee name. So employee ID is a number, employee name is text, right? If you open this one, this is what how you look at the link, why it's problem coming, how you correct it. So if you select employee ID, both places, then number should be there. But if you select the employee name, it should be short text, right? So we are trying to link this table and this table. So in this table, this is a test record table. Employee here, instead of this, what we do, number, if you take a number, for example, it can give error also. Oh, it's not taking. It's not taking. Say test record, go to design. So here, say I take a number, okay? And now we have to see whether the link is, previous link is gone out there, it's there. So table employees, I'm going to take a combo box. Okay, now let us come here. Say it's saying if you have the previous data, it will be lost. Let us go that one. So you have the data here. It's lost some data here. No, it's okay. Say, let us say, close this one here. Now, what we are trying to do, we created a test records form and we want to add this subform. Now, it can say it can come and give a problem. Let us see if it gives a problem, solve it. The errors will come when you design a database. Then you see how we can correct this